Hi everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning from wherever you are. Actually, I'm recording this in the afternoon. Yes. So, good afternoon from wherever you are. Thank you so much for again tapping on this video, and actually, even if it's your first time here, thank you for tapping on this video and just listening to whatever I'm about to say about AI interview. So I want to welcome you all. If you're joining us for the first time, this is your first time on this YouTube channel, I'd love to introduce myself. My name is Joanne Batila. I work as a project manager specifically for healthcare startups, and I help them majorly to scale on digital platforms. That is what I do as a project manager. I work with different companies, especially in Ireland, in UK, then in the US. I think for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, I thought of just introducing myself. To my community, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the support that you've given me in my previous videos. Thank you for the comments that you've made. Thank you for those of you actually taking steps and coming on my WhatsApp. I think from the previous video which I did of the 3 best sites to apply for jobs in 2026, in this video, in between, I've received a lot of WhatsApp messages, because I know I left my WhatsApp number there. A lot of WhatsApp messages of people just telling me how those videos have been impactful. There are those who have binge watched my videos. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I am here to just help you to learn things to do with AI remote interview and to do with remote work as fully. So now, from my previous video, that is the 3 best sites that you can apply for roles. I think I mentioned the 3 sites and gave tips, and I told you guys that you need to learn how to do an AI interview, because one of the sites that is majorly hiring right now is called Sagan, and when you apply, immediately you get an AI interview request and a 1-minute introductory video. So 1-minute introductory video, I'll do the video in April. This is our last video in March, and as you know, as the culture of this YouTube channel is that we are doing 2 videos on remote work, 2 videos of remote work, because we are trying to build you holistically in different areas. So this is the last video of this month, and then next month we'll do some 2 stories or some 2 of stories that will come, and then now we again resume the remote work. So you're much welcome here. If you're just joining us for the first time, you can subscribe. That is the culture of this video, of this YouTube channel, and my community here that I'm trying to build. And so just get used to it and buckle up and stay here, don't run away. And if you haven't subscribed, again guys, you can just subscribe there. So today we're going to talk about how to pass an AI interview. That is our topic of discussion today. It has become very common. It has been a common question that people have been asking, and so I decided to just do a video out of it to help those who would want to do AI, who would want to get into remote work. And it's also a follow-up video or an extension from our previous video, because I wasn't able to fix this information in that video. So imagine this, that you're preparing for an interview, but instead of a human being on the other side, you get it's an AI that you're talking to on the other side. Just imagine. That is what is happening with most companies right now. And if you see a company actually is using AI, these are companies that are very seriously looking for people who are going to deliver the work and not just deliver the emotions and whatever things that they are thinking about at that point in time. So AI has no facial expressions, it has no feedback, it just have questions, and it has timer. That is actually what happens in AI interview. You get there are no facial expressions, so you can't know if you answered right or wrong. There's no feedback, you can't ask it questions. It is the one that is asking you questions, and then there's a timer to time you how long are you going to take to answer that question. And here's the truth, that most people fail AI interviews. And when someone fails AI interviews, it's not that they lack skills, but because they don't understand how AI evaluates them. That is the biggest issue that we have. So in this video, I'm going to show you how exactly to pass an AI remote interview, even if it's your first time. All right, even if it's your first time to get into remote interview. So today I'm going to break down what AI interviews are, how they work, and most importantly, how to pass them. All right, so if you don't have your notebook, please take your notebook and write down the notes, but you can always come back. This is a YouTube channel that you can always come back each and every time and just check it out. So what is an AI interview? An AI interview is a pre-recorded interview where you are asked questions on screen, you record your answers using your camera or your audio, and then AI analyzes your responses instead of a human. And then they're able just to see who is the best candidate that they can take for that role. So platforms like HireVue, SparkHire, and others are commonly used for these AI interviews. All right, just the way when you're doing a 1-minute introductory video, they normally use Volcaro or Loom. For them, they use HireVue and SparkHire for this. So, and here is what AI is actually evaluating. So they're evaluating if you're putting keywords and your language, does it fit into the role that you're going to apply for? They're also checking, are you confident, and what is your tone about this? You're going to be a customer service person. Are you bringing in the confidence and the tone that they need for a customer service person? They're also checking about your clarity and the structure of thought. Are you able to clearly communicate whatever it is you're saying? And then the other thing is that, is there a structure in your thoughts? All right. And then sometimes even facial expressions and eye contact. All right. If it's a screen recorded, especially if it's a video, they're checking out if it's your facial expressions and eye contact, because you are going to interact with clients on their behalf, so they need to check these things. So this is not just about what you say, but about how you say it. So why do most people fail? Most people have been telling me, John, I've been getting those AI interviews and I've not been getting past that. I've not been getting past that AI interview. Let me tell you why most people fail AI interviews. The first thing is that they ramble without structure. You're just talking, and there is no structure to what you are saying. You keep on even repeating yourself to the extent that even if I was the recruiter, I could have been very bored. You try that, sometimes you think that giving more information will get you hired, and actually sometimes it's even bad to give that more information. So don't ramble. Number 2 is that they don't use role-specific keywords. Keywords are things that you can get actually when you just tell your AI, it can give you keywords for your role or the role that you're applying for, or the profession that you are in, so that you can be able to integrate this in your language and in your conversation when you're doing the interview. The third thing is that you sound unsure and unprepared. I've ever done interviews, even physical interviews, people who are very unsure and they're very unprepared. You are even asking them, are you sure you really want to work here? Or are you sure you need a job? Because you sound very unsure and unprepared. So AI does not want to see you sounding unsure or unprepared. And then the fourth thing is that they don't practice speaking on camera. Sometimes you are someone who say, I cannot speak on camera. But when it comes to interview, nobody else is going to view. It's not like us who are on YouTube and TikTok who really need to have a huge audience to listen to us. This is an audience of one. That is just the company that is going to listen to you, and maybe that AI too. All right. So the fourth thing is that please practice on camera. And then the last thing is that they treat it like a normal conversation. It's not a normal conversation. Just the way you can always be speaking to your friend and you keep on repeating yourself, even the story that you already said when you are starting, is the same story that you are still saying at this point in time. All right, so you repeat yourself each and every time. Please don't repeat yourself. But this is not a normal interview. This is not a normal interview. This is an interview that is so specific on the performance and the strategy. So you have to be very strategic and you have to bring out your performance the best way. All right. So how do you pass an AI interview? This is a step-by-step method. Number 1, use the STAR method. Structure is everything in anything. And I've noticed that in as much as people keep on talking about the STAR method, they don't even understand what a STAR method is. So the first thing is that you have to use the situation at hand. If you're asked a question, give the scenario. S stands for situation. STAR is an acronym. So S stands for a situation or scenario. So what is the scenario at hand? Then the task that you're supposed to take, put that there. And actually this works for all the interviews that you're going to have remotely. So even if you're here and you don't get an AI interview, even if it's a physical interview or you're having an interview with a human, use the STAR method. I normally recommend it so much. The situation or the scenario, the task that is supposed to be taken, then the action that you took, and then the results that you got when you're giving out these actions that you took. And results have to be measured and quantified. So an example of this is actually, instead of saying that I handle customer complaints, say that in my previous role, and also be keen not to do what? To mention the company that you left, because it's it's you're breaching the confidentiality. They're like, if she's just able to expose this about the company that she was in, then that means that she's going to expose the company that she's going to work for. Now that is the next company. So instead of saying I handled customer complaints, just say in my previous role I handled over 50 plus customer inquiries daily. That is the situation. My responsibility was to resolve complaints quickly. That is the task that you're given by the company. I implemented a response that reduced time by 30%. That is the action, which improved customer satisfaction results by 20%. That is the results. You can see how how I have integrated the numbers, the metrics, in how I'm speaking in a structured way and giving each and every scenario in a best way. That is how you're supposed to do it. So let me read it all at once without putting in the situation, task, action, and results, so that you can see how this answer is going to be. So you say, in my previous role, I handled 50 plus customer inquiries daily. My responsibility was to resolve complaints quickly. I implemented a response system that reduced resolution by 30%, which improves customers' satisfaction scores by 20%. All right, I've included the situation, I've included the task, I've included the action, and then I've included the results. AI loves structured answers. Every time, AI loves structured answers. So make sure that you bring them on board. All right. The second part is that you need to use keywords from that job description. So you can always know the keywords from that job description. These are the jobs that have been, the words that have been mentioned over and over again, the job description, in the skills section, whatever it is. So this is very important because AI is trained to pick specific words. AI is trained to pick specific words. So if you are applying for a virtual assistant, you really need to bring in the virtual assistant keywords like the calendar management, the email management, the scheduling. If you're applying for customer support, you need to bring in this customer satisfaction, the CRM tools, the issue resolution, the problem solving. You know them in your career as a web designer. You know them in your career as a social media manager. Take keywords directly from the job description and use them naturally in your answers. You don't have to mention them in a sentence, but you can use them naturally in your answers. All right. And then the third thing is that you need to speak clearly and confidently. AI evaluates your tone and clarity. All right. So you really need to speak slowly. Don't rush, because when you're rushing, it shows you have anxiety. When you are speaking too slow, it shows that you are unsure. And I've told you that AI does not want to see someone who is unsure and unprepared. I think I've mentioned that. So speak in a medium way. Don't rush. It shows anxiety. It shows that you're already afraid. And also, don't speak slowly. It shows that you're very unsure about what you're saying. And then the second thing is that avoid filler words like, I know you guys know the filler words, the the like, the you know, I think. Please stop thinking and be certain about whatever it is that you're trying to tell them. So avoid filler words like like, and you know. Maintain eye contact with the camera and not the screen. And so every time I teach people about interviews, I normally tell them that when you go for an online interview, don't look at yourself. I know you put your phone this way. So let me demonstrate with my power bank here, because I have it here. So you've put your face this way. So don't look at yourself on the phone. Look in the camera, wherever the camera is. I know the cameras are up here, unless your camera is somewhere else, but the cameras are here. Look into the camera, because it gives the eye-to-eye contact. And this gives the confidence, which is key. Even if you are nervous and you're able to do that, the confidence is going to actually help on that. And then the fourth thing is that you practice on camera. This is non-negotiable. Most people fail here. You need to record yourself before answering the question. Learn. If you've never been on camera, learn to be on camera and listen to yourself. And actually, even us, when we were starting out, I remember we were very afraid to listen back to ourselves, but nowadays we do. So you need to record yourself answering those questions, then you watch yourself back. It's so hard to watch yourself back, but imagine that is how you improve yourself. Every time I watch myself back, I try and just see the mistakes that I've made and then try and improve on them. And that will help you to improve on your delivery. If you are not practicing, you are preparing to fail. This is a performance, so you need to treat it like a performance. All right? You need to treat it like a performance. The fifth thing is that you need to optimize your setup. That is the environment. It really matters. You know, today I'm doing this because I know I have some background thing here. It's my working space. So I have these manila papers like everywhere to just try and help me to do my structured things and everything around that. But when I'm recording an AI, or when I go for a serious meeting, I normally have a plain background. I think most of you have seen that I normally have a plain background because I have a plain background somewhere. I've just turned my chair. So AI can assess visual clarity. Make sure that your background is clean, your lighting is good, and your face is clearly visible. Your internet has to be stable. I mean, you cannot be somewhere where you're recording an AI video and your internet, please, it needs to be stable. And then your audio needs to be very clear. I know my audio is not clear because it's in the afternoon and there's a lot of activity that is happening wherever I am. So that is why you're hearing quite a lot of vehicles moving around. But when you are doing that, I can go and do it in my bedroom, because I also have an office space there. I can do it in my bedroom because I know it's quieter there. If it's not quieter, then that means that I have to use the noise cancelling headphones so that I make sure that I cancel all the noise that is there. So there are many options that you can think through. But people will say that we stay where people are very noisy. I know all parts of your house cannot be noisy, all right? And also, when you decide to sit on your bedroom, the reason why I'm giving my bedroom an option is because I have a window to my bedroom, so it's easier actually for the lighting. If you don't have that, then you can get a ring light so that you can sit in a place that is quiet and have good lighting, all right? And your audio has to be clear. You don't need an expensive equipment. You just need clarity about whatever it is that you're communicating to the person that is listening to the other end. The sixth thing is that you need to prepare for the common questions. Most AI interview ask similar questions. Number one, tell me about yourself. When they ask you, tell me about yourself, you're supposed to bring out your background, what you're good at, your key achievements. Don't tell us about your childhood. Don't tell us about your how you've been in companies for 10 years. Don't mention even the company. So tell me about yourself. Bring out your background so clearly. Number two, why do you want this role? Why do you want this role actually? This is the question that you normally ask, and you answer it with, it's the same question that you ask for this is, why do you think you're the best fit for this role? The best fit for this role means that they are checking what is it about this role that fits into you. So you identify one thing. You identify one thing that aligns with you in the company or the client's overview. What is the one thing that aligns with your goals, that aligns with you as a person? And that is what you're going to use to answer. You can say, I love your company because it's a healthcare related, or it's helping people in this healthcare sector, and this is something that aligns with my career goals and aligns with me as an individual. All right. And then the third thing is that describe the challenge you face. So the challenge you faced is now the STAR method. What was the scenario? What is the scenario of this challenge? What is the task? All right. What is the action that you took? What are the results that you got? All right. Those four things. All right. And then what are the tools that you've used? So you can mention the tools. And actually, you can also use the STAR method to mention the tools that you've used. So let's say you've used CRM, or you use HubSpot as a customer support. I don't know why I'm really into customer support, and I'm a project manager. Let me say ClickUp for management. So you had a team that you needed to manage, and then that was the scenario. And then the task was that you were given by the companies that you were supposed to collaborate this team together and make sure that you make communication seamless and they are able to attain a certain goal. This is the action that you did. You took ClickUp and you put together, that is a tool. ClickUp is a tool. You put together the team to make sure that everyone is on the same road with the goals and nobody is lagging behind. And what is the action? This made the project to be on time, and you're able to save 30% of the budget or 30% of the time. So STAR method. So prepare and rehearse your answers in advance. Don't go in blind. All right, don't go in blind. Don't say, it's an AI interview, let me go in blind. My dear, that is why you're going to flop. Number 7 is that energy and presence. Don't sound robotic. And as much as you're talking to a robot, don't sound robotic. This is where most people lose it. So you feel that you're talking to an AI, and now you start sounding robotic. You have even words. You even have ambiguous English words. I mean, you are talking to an AI, but your responses would be reviewed by humans later. So please smile, show some energy, be very engaging. Don't sound like you're reading from a script. Sound like a human. You are a human. These things will be reviewed by humans also later on. And the AI knows, please thought you're a human on the other end. So don't actually sound like a robot. All right. Great. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Up to this point, I would love to hear your comments in the comment section. If you need a personalized preparation for an AI interview or an interview in general, you can just reach out to me. My number is +2547588696067. WhatsApp. Please WhatsApp the number and I'll be able just to reply to you. So what are the pro tips? Let me give you some advanced tips that they're going to help you to ace in your AI interview. So repeat the key phrases. All right, when you reinforce these key phrases, you're going to be very relevant to the job that you're applying for. So keep on repeating those key phrases, and then keep your answers between 60 to 90 seconds. I know it's hard, but try guys, try and keep them between 60 to 90 seconds so that you don't also ramble a lot and just go. If I tell you 60 to 90 seconds, I know because you're going to be very structured and give whatever it is that it needs. If I give you 2 minutes, you'll keep on rambling and coming back. Use numbers and results, please. Very important. I think you've seen from the example that I've given you in the STAR method that I've used numbers and results. This is very, very important when you're doing it. All right, and then pause before answering. Don't rush, Murifu, don't run. I think that is what came into my mind. Please don't rush. So pause before answering. Be very demure, be very composed. Pausing before you answer actually helps you to think through the answers that you're going to give so that you can give the right answer. Then dress professionally. It affects perception. All right, so you can have a good cloth, a good shirt on, like you're having a video interview. And one more thing, treat every AI interview like it's being watched live. Guys, treat it, even if it's an AI, please treat it like it's being watched live every time. All right, so AI interviews are not here to replace you, they're here to filter people. If you understand the system, you win. Yeah, this is the opportunity to just stand out globally and not just locally. So if you understand the system and how it works, you win. And if you see an organization, I think I've said that, I'll repeat again. If you see an organization using AI, they're actually trying to see and filter the best people. They want the best skilled people who can deliver the work and not just stories. All right, so thank you so much, guys. If you found this helpful, I want you to do two things, guys. I just want you to like this video so that more people can see it. When you like it, I've noticed that it pushes it to more people. And then number 2, you need to subscribe. I've said subscribe, but anyway, you need to subscribe because I teach you how to learn remote roles and make money online, and we have many things that will come your way. All right, so feel free to subscribe so that you can be coming back. Put on the notification button. Every Friday, we are trying each and every Friday at 9 a.m. to have a new video. And I'm looking forward to a point where I will not be telling people, go on YouTube and check the video. You can just go and check it. All right, so for now, I have to send it to you guys, to your upload so that you can come and subscribe. And if you want help in preparing for an interview, doing your CV, coaching, I help people. Actually, I coach people from scratch until they get remote jobs. But I also have that package on making money using AI. And right now we are actually introducing courses and trainings to help you to learn a skill online so that you can be able just to achieve whatever it is that you need to achieve. So if you need that help, I would recommend that you just WhatsApp me at +254 758 869067. I prefer WhatsApp because sometimes when you call when I'm in a meeting, following up on that line, I have 2 lines. So I have a personal number, that one I know I follow up, but now on this other line, following up, it's very hard. So I prefer that you just WhatsApp me. It's easier to follow up from WhatsApp and have a conversation from there than when you call me, because I'm gonna miss it at some point. So thank you so much. Subscribe, share to anyone who would want to watch this, who would want to learn from this, and see you next week on Friday with a good story. Yeah, next week we'll have a good story. Yeah, stay tuned. Bye bye.